Yo, yo, yo. It's Russ.
Hi,
Russ. What's up, baby? How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Very good. Awesome.
Now,
Couldn't
folks,
be better.
we have a very special show for you today.
But aren't all of them are special?
That's true. That's insulting, isn't it? To
No,
tell me
you
the
is, 'cause you're special.
The rest were crap.
Yeah, but this one's special. The rest, if you hated the last one, you're gonna love this one because this one's 10 times better.
The rest were, don't waste your time. This is really a good one.
Those are all repeats, and I didn't even know.
I'm so ashamed now. Let me change my verbiage. We have an extra special show.
Oh, that's
extra
perfect.
special show for you.
So the other ones are special. This is extra.
This is extra special.
Well, tell us about the extra special one, please.
Well, as some of you may know, as you've been following,
I think I might know, but they might not.
some of our wonderful followers have been following the Russ and Skip show.
Okay.
And they know
Thank you, followers.
that you are the father of a wonderful guy who unfortunately was involved in a head-on car crash that resulted in a frontal brain injury.
Yes.
And that has really marked the challenges he's faced in his life, and
Oh,
in some
yeah.
ways challenges, of course, you
And
face, because it's not just the person that gets the injury,
It's a
it's
village.
family, it's
Oh,
friends,
it's a village,
it
it's a
affects
family. Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of you folks out there, fortunately, do not perhaps have anyone in your family that has a brain injury, but there are many of you out there.
You may know somebody.
Right,
Yeah.
there's many of you that may know someone, or may have someone in your own family that has a brain injury, so you know of some of the challenges and struggles. And at first, it's a very devastating thing, and it always is on some levels.
Yep,
But I
changes
think
the
it's,
dynamics
but I
like you
think
would believe, yeah.
it's as you mentioned, when he first was involved with this, it was a very difficult time. You prayed to the Lord to give him to you,
Just keep him alive.
and it was very challenging. You can briefly talk about that, but then
Yeah.
we're gonna show you today how he's really doing really some amazing things in music.
Yep, we've gone from
With,
vegetable to music
with
player.
Aaron here, and I'll let you introduce it. Basically, I think that's kind of the groundwork.
Well, I thought that was perfect.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Yeah, this is what's known as music therapy. Now, you have to understand that Shawn, he started out as what we might say as a vegetable. Couldn't really talk, communicate in any way, shape, or form, but he's really taking after a decade here of therapy and really hasn't given up. And so we still make baby steps after 10 years, even though some insurance companies say that after a year, it's all over. No. Do not feel it's all over.
And I will say one quick thing to
Please.
this. You have wrestled. We won't mention the insurance companies, but you know, if
They're
it
like
weren't
mud
for
wrestling
you,
or- oh.
well, if it wasn't for Skip really pushing for his son to keep growing in independence,
Yeah.
we won't mention any
You
insurance
have
companies, but
to
some of them
be
may want to just put you in a home.
Advocate, yes.
They want to put you in a home and forget about it, your son. And you know what?
gotta be
There's
an
been some
advocate.
issues there we won't talk about, but in
Yes.
general, you know, if you really have the compassion and love you have, man, that person with a brain injury can really grow, but it takes patience and things like that. But
You got to be an advocate for your loved one.
Yeah, sorry to
Totally
interrupt,
agree.
but
No,
that's
there was no interruption.
Yeah.
That was including.
So you mentioned insurance
It was
companies.
awesome,
Keep
yeah.
going. Yeah.
So I can't remember that I live in this state and I may live at a farm, so okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it's been difficult, not easy, but you gotta, like I say, in order to get things going, you have to have that little squeak, and then the squeaky wheel will sometimes get oiled. And part of the oiling right now, if Shawn can prove to the insurance company, and they will pay for this if he's making progress. And I think I'll let you judge and watch Shawn and see if he's making progress. Again, you have to understand that more than a decade ago, he was kind of like a little vegetable and not communicating, hardly moving. So we've come to the communication in music, and that's one of his key things.
Now let's just do one quick thing.
Please go ahead.
All right, let's focus on music. If you went back in time to that accident time, which I know is painful, but let's just look at skill level. Before he even had this accident, he was in a band.
Yes, he was.
Now he was with your other son in a band, actually.
Yes.
Now, what did he play in the band? Tell us about that.
He was lead singer, lead guitar in a group called the Castaways. And,
Okay.
you can link onto that because I have some tapes.
So those of you that can play the guitar know the challenges in learning the guitar. I know that firsthand.
And maintaining
But
it.
also then, as you grow, as you develop, and the joy in being able to do that, and now he could play the guitar, he could sing, and now you will see, some of you may watch this and say, well, you know, he may not be doing that or that. Just remember where he's come from. I think that's the point. So what would you say right after the accident then? Before that, he was able to sing and play the guitar and be an active member of the band.
Exactly.
What was he able to do right after the accident?
He couldn't talk, hardly move, vegetable.
So, from a music standpoint, could he pick up the guitar? Could he play it?
No, he couldn't even pick up his hand or move, or he didn't know. You say, Shawn, move your arm. He wasn't sure who Shawn was and what an arm was and whether he could move it or not, which he couldn't.
And if I remember, he had some twitching, some drooling,
and
some other issues.
That's his father's problem.
Yeah. But I mean,
and by the way, guitarist Eric Clapton, if you want to be a sponsor for us, guitarist.
And in all seriousness, the amazing thing that I think has kept you going, of course, your faith in the Lord, but a sense of humor.
And good friend.
But a sense of humor.
Oh, you got to.
Because, you joke right there about your dad drooling, but, some people see this, drooling or different things, and it shocks them because they're not used to that in their everyday life. No. But you'll joke about it not to ever make him feel bad, but to just make light of the situation and accept it, but make the best out of it. So,
humor is the best medicine.
So music then was a very tough progression. So can you remember back? What was the first thing musically he could do? Could he say words? Now, he's still got a challenge with words.
The first musical encounter, because see, I went on the internet right away and to try and deal with the brain injury thing a decade ago. Normally they weren't saving people, but then they were saving them and they had to do something with them. What they recommended was if there was some group or something like that to bring even Shawn back to consciousness in the real world, I would put little headphones on him, even though he was unconscious, and play his favorite music.
Yeah.
And so he loved, of course, his own group, the Castaways, and the Lazy Genius, which they later became. But he loved, a lot of different groups, and so I'd play that music for him, and so that helped him come back to consciousness and relate to the real world.
So the first step's kind of an awareness again of what music is.
What music is, yeah. And so, you'd show him movies, even though he couldn't talk and hardly move. One of his first sounds that he did make was laughing at, one of the funny movies.
By the way, you'll hear him in our
you'll hear him laugh, yeah.
He's a great audience.
He's an awesome audience.
Okay, so then what happened? Can you remember back after having headphones and things? Did you give him a guitar again? How long was it?
There was no way, because he couldn't even move it. So you'll notice he has some problems with his left hand. He couldn't move that, and there's no use giving him a guitar because it's very frustrating. It would be like giving you a synthesizer and say, "Go ahead, play."
Or a guitar in my case.
I wasn't going to mention.
Yeah, but give me a guitar. Sean's doing way better than I am.
Yeah, you see what I mean. So it wasn't actually till he was ready for music therapy. And
how long was that?
A good decade. I mean, we
10
just
years.
started this. Yeah,
10 years of patience.
So he's been working about a year with Aaron here, but it was just, can he follow with the tambourine? You know what I mean? And have some kind of rhythm.
So the beat, getting used to the beat is a challenge sometimes, right?
Yep.
And he makes awesome gestures. Now you'll see, when you see him perform, I saw it the other day, he actually has a great time keeping the rhythm and also humming along, and in some cases saying some of the words.
If he knows
but there's still a challenge for him. Let's be honest. Some of this is a challenge, and if someone sees this and you're a perfectionist, like I can be in different things in life,
I've never
you can
noticed
say, well, he missed the beat on that one. He didn't exactly say that word right. But you got to remember, folks, the incredible journey, Shawn, and your family and everyone's been
come a long way, baby.
So now, what does Aaron do with him now? Remember, now this is how many years since the accident? 10 years?
We're talking about 12 years.
12 years. Now, remember what we said in the beginning, could not even move that left arm. That whole side was almost
you couldn't move the whole body, but especially the left side, it's been really affected.
And so it was very hard to hold a guitar, very hard to speak, communicate. So now what do they do in an average day? And Aaron will tell you this, but what is your sense?
Well, he can find the chords now. It's not easy for him, but but he can find the chords. Like say, he can strum. He can hit it with a pick. It's been awesome. And like say, he has.
And he hums.
He can hum a little bit.
And he'll sing some words.
Exactly.
Now, one of the things that I wanted him to do, and he's been a little reluctant, and I'm a little disappointed in this. Kind of a Russ worship song.
Clean your cesspool.
Well, no. Remember, I wanted him to say "I love Uncle Russ" song, and to really see all the awesome things about me, and he kind of has been so far avoiding this.
No. He's been working on it at home. I've seen his light on at 2 in the morning.
If you're Pinocchio, that darn thing has been so
my nose growing up. Sorry.
Yeah. But I bring that up for another reason. I think maybe I inspired him, even though he didn't want to do something right now on Uncle Russ. I'm sure he's working on it all his waking hours or when he wakes up. But he's actually creating with Aaron words to songs, and I think that adds another dimension.
Well, it does.
Because he is able to do that very well. He's a very sharp guy, so he can come up with a bunch of lyrics that rhyme.
Awesome.